Yeah, so here at Tangible, it's our goal to become that true end-to-end contract manufacturer of orthopedic implants. So we want to go from raw powdered material, powder stock, all the way through to sterile packaged and sterilized implantables. So right now we almost have the full life of the product captured, but as we grow, we're encapsulating and insourcing more and more of those products. So we have the raw material over here in the material cabinets. We have the smaller format machines, the 3D printers over here. And then we have the larger format 3D printers over here. And then just the size of the implant basically dictates, or application of the implant dictates which machine we select for the production of that product. And then as we move down through the shop, we have a nice process flow where we're going from kind of printing the near net shape or printing blanks, if you want to think about it like that. Very similarly to how casting and remachining the casting works, 3D printing, very similarly, we're printing near net and then we're machining into specification downstream. So as we travel downstream, we'll do things like add threads or pop holes into parts, or we'll go as far as 5-axis or 3 to 5-axis machining. So we have a wire EDM in-house as well to remove the parts from the build plate, and then 4 3-axis vertical mills, and then 2 5-axis vertical mills. And the requirements for the product itself determine whether or not we go 5-axis or 3-axis. So we've had 5-axis machining since really our first big expansion when we dove into the medical device only arena, but we have had to substantially invest in downstream processing because as our product portfolio grows, we have a much higher demand downstream than we do upstream. As the additive machines are largely unattended, we're still very much like attended and tending to the machines in the post-processing center. So vertical mills essentially have one guy running 2 to 3 machines depending on the workload at the time. We're posting out all the code, we do all of the programming, we do all of the planning hand in hand with additive, the engineering group that oversees additive manufacturing, which is a huge part of our success, is we're able to plan downstream. We don't just ship it to somebody and say, hey, machine this into spec. We're planning everything from the very beginning, first stages, all the way through the life of the product and every operation along the way. Because it really isn't just 3D print the parts and ship them anymore. It's manufacture them to specification. That could be up to 30 operations. And so we have to plan every single step along the way, and a big chunk of that involves machining. Down at the end of the shop, we have some deburring going on, as well as support removal and any other manual operations that we have, and as well as laser marking system with the passivation line that is currently being qualified for the implantable process. But we need to do a lot of testing and analysis on biocompatibility and a couple other things before we can really seal up that validation and then offer that as a service in-house rather than outsourcing. So we have to have traceability back to the raw material per the FDA regulations and ISO 13485. And so we are ISO 13485 and ISO 9001 facility, and we're one of less than probably 10 companies in the world that are qualified to make additive manufactured implants. And we're one of a handful to also offer post-processing in the downstream activities as well. So it's our goal to become a complete end-to-end contract manufacturer from raw material to sterile packaged implant.
Hey everybody, Brent Donaldson with Modern Machine Shop here, and if you just watched that video and you're thinking, boy, I'd like my shop to be featured in the View from My Shop series, then just send us an email at shopvideo@mmsonline.com and tell us what sets your shop apart.